weekend we are going to take our first trial run with the Airstream. So we're going to just do one day at a local RV park that's probably like 40 minutes away. But before we can do that, one of the last, well not last, I have a lot more things I have to do with the Airstream, but one of the next things I need to do is something about the kids' beds. So this bottom bunk is Logan's, and the top bunk here is Pork Chop's. And the thing is, Pork Chop's, I just took the mattress out because Jess is making some sheets for it. But with the mattress, it comes up to about here, so there's a little bit of a lip here, so you can't just accidentally roll out, but we don't feel that it's enough. Like she ends up on the floor half the time, you know, half nights, when she's sleeping in bed. So I don't know if she's, subconsciously falls out or rolls out, but we want to put another bar across here to make it a little bit higher and a little bit more difficult for her to fall out. And then there's also Logan. If we go put him in here, especially for naps, he'll just crawl right out. Like he's not even gonna, So I'm not sure what we're gonna do here. I could put a little wall that we slide down, but I can only really do it to like this height where this little step is for the bunk, maybe. In which case that'll keep him from rolling out, but he'll be able to climb out of that. So I don't know if we'll do some sort of netting or I'm not really sure. But to start with, I'm gonna do Pork Chops. And so for Pork Chops, I've been thinking about different ways of doing it. And what I think I'm gonna do is, I got some aluminum stock. It's just 1/8 inch by about, 1.25 inches or so. I'm gonna bend up some pieces and have them come vertically. I'm gonna screw them down, have them come vertically. Let's see if it's not cut yet. Vertically like this. And then I'm gonna put one all the way across here and bend it around. You can see this bunk actually kind of bends. I'll bend it around the corner there. And so there'll be a little bit of higher railing. Hopefully it works okay. And since it's aluminum, it doesn't look too bad. It kind of matches with the Airstream. And what's important too is, since this is, she's 3, another year or so, or even less, maybe 6 months, you might not even need this. So I want to try to avoid doing any permanent damage to the Airstream. So this, I'm just thinking I can screw, some angle brackets down like this, which will just screw into this plywood. And then when we get rid of it, just take it out and great, no worse for the wear. So that's the plan. So to start with, I need to cut these and bend them and make some brackets here. So since I sold my house and my workshop and all my tools, this is what I'm reduced to. A little plastic miter box and a hacksaw blade. This would be so much easier and better if I had my chop saw, if I had my vices, if I had everything, anything pretty much. So now I have to sit here and just doot. So. Logan, watch out. Watch out, buddy. Get your fingers out of there, you're gonna get chopped off. File them up a bit. So I cut 4 of these aluminum pieces, which are going to be the vertical pieces here. I have to bend them though, so that, I screw one piece down and it sticks up. So I have to figure out where the bend is. So do that. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. They're staying there. I want the railing that we're going to put up to be about yay. So I'm just going to mark the top of where that the vertical aluminum pieces have to be, and then that's basically I'll have to make a bend on the other side at that length. Okay, I marked all 4 of these pieces. So now basically I have to bend them there, and then this little piece will be the part that gets screwed down. Now before I bend these 4 brackets, I'm going to drill holes in the part that's going to be I'm going to drill all the holes actually. The 2 holes that it's going to be drilled down into the plywood, and then I guess maybe 1 or 2 holes up top where I'm going to pop rivet it into the horizontal piece. So first, using my trusty workshop, let's drill these. One down, gotta file it. So I finished these 4 brackets, and I get screwed down like this. And I actually went and just finally bought myself a flat file. So I gotta file off all these little corners and edges first. I'm gonna do that now before I place these guys. Okay. I have all these pieces filed down. So now I'm gonna just take the first one here. I'm just gonna tack it in with screws. I'm gonna drill a little hole. I'm not gonna do it permanently, but just put it in here just so that I can get them all placed and then mark this one where I have to drill the holes in the actual bar that goes across, and I can rivet it. So start with just drill some pilot holes and try not to drill through the bottom of the plywood. This guy. Time to mark and drill the holes for this guy. Okay, I just drilled the first hole on the bar, which what I'm gonna do is just pop rivet it first, and then I'll drill the second one, so I'll make sure the second one is exactly where it needs to be. Then I'll take this back upstairs or into the bunk bed and mark the rest of them. So let's pop rivet this. There we go. All right, one little rivet. Drill the second hole. Okay, so here we have the fully assembled piece, which I need to just screw down now. There it is, all done. Jess custom sewed the sheets so that it would fit this odd shaped mattress. And here you can see the railing. And it's nice because it's aluminum and it's riveted, so it looks kind of like it came with the Airstream somewhat. You know, it's as best as I could do without having a workshop. But I think it looks pretty good. And it provides a little extra, as you can see from in here. This is the only lip she would have had otherwise. You throw some blankets and stuff, it's easy to fall out. This is a lot better for her. And I mean, it's not, you know, this is thin stock, so it's got a little play in it. And granted, Pork Chop could probably grab this thing, and if she wanted to really yank it, she could bend the aluminum a bit. But, you know, the other nice thing about it though is once she's a little bit older, or if I ever want to, I can easily just unscrew this thing and you'll never know it was there. You know, I didn't have to put any holes in here or up in the roof or anything, so it's easy to remove and have never been there. So, yay. The other thing we need to do for these beds is get sheets for them. They sell like these odd shaped sheets, I think at the Airstream store. Like you can see Logan's bed down here. It's kind of a full, but it's got that giant curve there. And then it comes over here and it's got a curve here. Pork Chop's the same thing, where it's kind of all got all different weird angles, and even our bed down there has curves on it. But the sheets they sell, they're like $100, $200. They're so expensive. So Jess is just getting full size, twin size for Pork Chops and all, and she's gonna sew them by hand. So I'm gonna grab this mattress and pull it out for her so she can kind of work on it inside, and we can save a few bucks. Here's Logan's bed with the mattress off, and what I'm thinking I might do here, keep him from falling out or crawling out, I don't know if it's gonna stop him from crawling out, is I'd like to put a removable little, you know, 45-degree barrier right across from this wall to here, right on top of the mattress. I don't think it'll be high enough to stop him from crawling out unless you put some netting or something, but it should help him at least keep from rolling out and, who knows, deter him a little bit. So the first thing is what I'm going to do is I think screw these guys in. I'm not excited about screwing into the walls, but screw one in here and another one in over here. And then the pieces can slide down, like the pieces of wall can easily just slide down in here, like on a 45, and they'll just, you know, they'll stay there, and you can only take them out by pulling them up. So the first thing is to figure out from this side to over here, you know, what's a 45-degree angle, which is normally nice and easy because I have a square, a framing square, but I don't own anything anymore, so I don't have a square, but thankfully I do have Pythagorean's theorem, so I'll just scribe a 3, 4, 5 right triangle across here, and then figure out where the 45 degree is over here. So here we are, the foot of the bed. I'm screwing in these little metal, or these little aluminum brackets that I mentioned. So this is the one thing, you know, I had to drill a hole. I had to drill a hole in here, which kind of sucks, but it's a tiny little minuscule hole. So now make this guy level. Right there. Put a little pilot hole. Screw this bad boy in. That's mounted in there now. It's pretty good. This wall isn't that thick. And this is mounted here. So now I gotta just cut the pieces, which I need a skill saw for, and I don't have one, so I gotta go borrow a neighbor's at some point here. And the last bit of baby proofing for this kids area is this corner here. This is gonna be Logan's bed down here, and so when he's standing up on his bed, and him and Pork Chop both, guaranteed they're gonna be banging their heads on this all the time. So Jess bought, you know, this foam stuff here, which is awesome because it actually, I mean, it almost matches exactly the color of the interior that we have here. So I'm gonna be taping this up on here like this, and should be all good. All right, I just finished putting on the little rubber, you know, anti-head bumping stuff here. So it looks nice. There it is, and a little piece here just for this guy. Obviously, if Pork Chop or Logan want to rip it off, they can grab it and rip it off. Yeah, here's the culprit right there. There's the guy. You're gonna rip that down? You better not rip that off, right? You're gonna be a good boy? Yeah, hey handsome. Yeah. So that's that. And so now I just gotta finish the bottom. So I went and bought 1x12 MDF. Actually, I don't know. Is it MDF? I'm not even sure. It's for shelving, but it's nice because it has a nice curved top. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting a double 45 like that on either end, and then that will slide down between those two vertical bars I put in. So right now I'm just going to rip. I'm going to use one piece and another piece that's I'm going to rip lengthwise just to make it 1.5 high about. So let me just cut that and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, so I finished cutting the pieces. So I've got one 12-inch piece. You see it's got the rounded top and the beveled ends. And then I cut another one, which I just cut about 7 inches or so with the beveled ends just to make it higher. So now I can put these together if I wanted to make the gate this high. So remember, here we have this guy that we bolted in and this guy. So what we do now is when it's time for Logan to go to bed, take either both of these or just the 12-foot one, and it slides right down in there. And same with this guy. Put this guy on top if we really don't want him to get out. Bam! It's a crib, child-proof crib. It's pretty good, pretty sturdy. And you can see here how it's locked in there. It's locked in there. So I don't know if we'll use both. I mean, if I use both, he probably won't be able to climb out. Actually, he might be able to even now. Otherwise, I could just use this top one, right? Pull this out. Pull this one out. You know, if we just don't want him to roll out of the bed, well, then you can just use this, right? One simple one, nice and easy. Pork Chop can still easily get to her stepping thing to climb up and down here, so that might be more optimal, but we'll have the option. I'll have, you know, both of these. We'll see what he can and can't climb in and out of, but that's about it. So got the top all done, got the railing in, Jess custom fitted the sheets with her sewing machine, put the bumpers on here, Jess also finished sewing all this one custom because it's got a big curve over there and a curve over here. So she made 2 sets of sheets for both of these with the sewing machine. And we got this thing in. So this is ready to be slept in for the kids, baby-proofed. At least somewhat baby-proofed. Later.